Boom, recording. So everybody, welcome to this live Zoom today. So I know a couple of people are going to be joining just a little bit late, and that's okay. I want to first thank you guys for taking the time out to join our Zoom today. This is the first one of many, and I am so freaking fired up. If you can't tell, I went and got my hair done and everything for you guys today. But before we get started, I want to make sure I mute everybody. I'll figure that out in a second. I know how to do it, but for some reason, oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Let me go ahead and mute everybody. Mute all. And then if you have something, just put it in the chat box. So a little bit about me and then about what we're doing. First, welcome everybody to the call, to the Zoom. Like I said, I am beyond fired up. You just don't know. I am so excited. I think my dog is even excited for me. But a little bit about myself, guys. Why am I so fired up? Because I get a chance to go back in time and finish what I didn't finish the first time. Here's what I mean by that. I've been in network marketing a little over 30 years, had some success, and the rest I don't even remember. But I get a chance to work with my mentor who's taught me so much. In the last company we were with, he's really crushed it and taught me how to crush it and taught me how to help my team crush it. He taught me leadership. He taught me so much more about myself that I couldn't identify it because it was me, but he's identified it, fostered it, mentored it. And about 3 or 4 months ago, what's crazy is I was in a hotel here in Vegas, because y'all know I live in Vegas, and I ran into him. I'm like, Kyle Pacetti in Vegas? That was crazy. And from that moment, he calls me Kimbo Slice. If you guys don't know who Kimbo is, you can Google that later. But in any case, we reconnected and had the opportunity to take a look at this business. And I'll be honest with you, at the time, it wasn't good timing for me at that time, but we stayed connected. We reconnected last weekend here in Vegas, and I'm like, I'm not missing this train. I am not a fool. I understand opportunity. His excitement was through the roof, and he shared a lot of stuff with me that he did in the last 90 days. And I said, you ain't missing me for the next 90 days. So here it is. His name is Kyle Pacetti out of Vero Beach, Florida. He has 32 years in this industry, successful years. What I like about Kyle, he's a servant-driven leader. Other things I like about him, he has mentored thousands and thousands of us. He actually sent me a video today of the boot camp we did at his place in Florida. When I tell you the time of our lives, when I saw the video, it recaptured all the fun we had. And I'm going to share it with you guys too. It was awesome. In our last company, Kyle did close to $2 billion in sales just in that company, and billions of dollars in other companies. And he has made tens of millions of dollars and helped other people just like you and I do the same thing. Now, here's what we got going on. We're going to launch in around March 1st. As a team, we're going to completely knock this out the park. You know, there's home runs and there's grand slams. We're going to hit a grand slam from day one. So right now we're in the pre-launch stages. So I want you to really pay close attention to the information that's shared. We're in the pre-launch stages. But when we launch on March 1st, you can expect growth beyond growth, industry disruption, and total badassery. That's the only way I can put it. So without further ado, I want to introduce to some and present to others my mentor, business partner, and friend, Mr. Kyle Pacetti. Are you there, Kyle?
Absolutely, Shannon, and thank you, my friend. I sure do appreciate it. Shannon, quick check. Can you see my screen in full?
I can see you and I can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome. Well, gang, I sure am excited to be here on with y'all today. And Shannon, I appreciate the kudos. And man, I'll tell you, I thoroughly enjoyed mentoring you over the years and spending time with you here in Florida. And loved watching you try to get in my Lamborghini. How many of y'all know a Lamborghini is pretty small and Kimbo is pretty big? But he managed to squeeze in there and had a lot of fun. And I've got another treat for y'all today. I have a business partner who owns the distributorship, if you will, with me, total rock star in the industry. And I'm going to introduce y'all to him as well here in just a few minutes. So let me tell you what to expect over the next few minutes with me on this Zoom. We're going to do a quick abbreviated presentation. Now, some of y'all need to know all of everything about everything. We've got a presentation for you to go watch. It's 45 minutes long, and I get into everything on that presentation. So if you need that, all you got to do is tell the person that put you on the Zoom that you need it. They'll get you that link so you can go watch it at your leisure. I'm not going to try to cover everything. I'm going to try to hit the high points. I'm going to try to hit the important things that's causing massive growth in my organization. So quick backstory on what we're doing. So you heard Shannon share that we connected and his timing wasn't right. Well, my timing was. So I went ahead and launched in November of last year, knocked it out of the park. We helped 165 people make between $3,000 and $10,000 their very first month. To put that in perspective, I have never accomplished that in my entire career of 32 years in the first month. Now, I've helped tons of people make millions of dollars, and I've helped hundreds and hundreds of people make a six-figure income, but never those kind of numbers on the very first month. So that leads us to where we are today, doing the pre-launch for Shannon and his team of amazing leaders, which y'all are that are on this Zoom. And I'll get into, at the end of this abbreviated presentation, I'll get into what this launch plan looks like. Now, the other thing I want you to know that this launch plan is not guesswork. It's the same launch plan that I've been running for decades that has produced some of the highest income earners in this entire industry. So, you know, a lot of times people's never even heard of a launch plan, and that's because most of the time when you come into network marketing, you're coming in so deep in an organization that you're disconnected from the people who are actually out producing and creating those millionaires. Well, we all go through life wanting to be at the right place at the right time with the right people, right company, right product. All I can tell y'all is congratulations and welcome to your future. It doesn't get any closer to the top than this. Shannon is personally connected to me and Mike Craig. He's personally enrolled by us. He's personally working with us. So that means you are as close to the fire as you are in Shannon's business. So if you're personal to Shannon, then hey, the only person between us and you is Shannon. If you're personal to somebody that's personal to Shannon, well, the only people between you is two. So I just want you to understand this is a unique opportunity for each and every one of you. Now let's talk about what, I'm not going to dive in deep into the product. I'm really going to dive into why this product, what this product is, and then how we market it. So, you know, the challenge people have in our country today is they lack energy. They want to lose weight. The reason why they want to lose weight is because they have cravings. And if they have cravings, that means they're eating all the time, and they want to gain mental clarity. Our product allows all of these things to happen. So I don't want you to think we're a weight loss company, because we're not. Yes, a byproduct of what we do is we cause people to lose body fat, but it's bigger than that. Over the last 3 decades, I've promoted some incredible health and nutrition products, mostly in the weight loss category. Well, the problem is I've always been a skinny guy. I tease with Shannon that if I stand sideways and stick my tongue out, I look like a zipper. So for me, weight loss hasn't been a big deal, but there's thousands, millions of people that want to and need to lose weight. So I always found that whether I took the product or not, as long as somebody was getting benefit out of it, I was cool with promoting it. Why do I share that with you? I share that because this is the first time in my career that I actually align with a product. I don't need it for fat loss, but what I do need it for is I'm getting up in age. I'm going to turn 50 here pretty soon. And as you get older, some of y'all know this and some of y'all will figure this out. Just keep living. You'll figure this out. As you get older, you lack energy. And man, you lack mental clarity. The stuff you know, once upon a time that I could hold in my head has diminished over the years. And now taking this product, I'm back to that same type of mental clarity I had when I was in my 20s. My energy is like it was back when I was in my 20s. It's absolutely insane. I mean, Shannon knows I'm what I call anti-workout. Shannon used to, you know, he's always ripped it in the gym and training people and all kinds of crazy stuff. And I'm like, man, I just want to go do some work in the yard or something. That's my workout. Well, what's funny is I've got so much energy now that I've actually found myself landed in the gym working out. And so everybody that knows me, when they hear I'm in the gym, they're like, I don't know what that dude's taking, but I have got to get some of whatever he is taking. So the energy is out of the world. Most of you have already seen the short 4-minute cartoon that explains what ketones and ketosis are. If you have not, get with the person that put you on this Zoom and go watch that 4-minute cartoon. It is the most effective tool I know of to get you to understand the difference between what we're doing with ketones and ketosis, and the difference between taking ketones and doing a ketogenic diet. We're not looking at the diet. And if you are, congratulations. I like food, and I like food a lot. I'm never going to become that person that does a ketogenic diet, but I want the benefits of being in ketosis, and that's what our product allows to happen. So, our product has ketones in it. When you put these ketones in your body, it puts your body into ketosis within 59 minutes. They're 100% bioidentical and bioavailable ketones that your body produces. We have it protected with 9 patents. We just had 6 more patents released. Why is that important if you're looking at this to develop a business? Well, sometimes people say competition is good for business. I say bull. Competition's not good for anybody's business. I don't want competition. I want to dominate. And if you're going to dominate, you have to protect your market space. So we've got not only 9 patents issued, 6 more just got issued, but we're constantly iterating or innovating on our products. So, 4.5 years ago, this company started with iteration 1. Now they're on iteration 11. I just launched Mexico January 1st with iteration 11. And we'll have iteration 11 in the US here pretty soon. So 11 times the product has been enhanced. Again, why is that important as a person looking at this as a business? Well, even if you have patents, people are going to try to knock off what you do. So if you're not innovating, someone could actually compete. But if you're innovating, by the time they knock off what you're doing, they're so far behind you because you've already iterated once, twice, maybe 3 times. So they're out marketing old technology. The other thing that I found was very intriguing above and beyond the iterations, above and beyond the patents, is the gentleman, the brains behind this product. He had a vision of creating a total protection for what we're doing. So not only did he file the patents, not only does he iterate the products, but what he did is he went out and secured all the raw material, meaning he locked it up. So we don't have to worry about a competitor competing because they can't get their hands on the raw material. This product is absolutely incredible. Now that's the product. How do we market it? So when we go live in March, our conversation's going to change. What me and Mike have found, my partner, over the years, is that the simplest way to market is through something called challenge marketing. We actually created challenge marketing back in 2010. And you heard Shannon talking about us doing nearly $1 billion in sales. That was all due to the fact that we had created challenge marketing and we went and drove a process. So we are the challenge kings, so much so that we own challenge.com. What we're doing as a tip of an arrow is we are marketing a 10-day drink ketone challenge. Why 10 days? Anybody will do it for 10 days. And we know if they get a response in 10 days, we can then move them to the next step. So I want you to take away that the 10-day drink ketone challenge is the tip of the arrow, the marketing message. Once they join us on the 10-day challenge, we want to move them to drinking ketones daily and rebooting monthly. And you'll learn more and more about this as we go along. But basically that next step is for them to move into an 8-week challenge. So we take them from a 10-day challenge. They fall in love with the way they feel. They fall in love with the results. We then move them to an 8-week challenge where there's still a beginning and an end. They get massive results and they become a customer for life. And as y'all know, in this industry, we are paid on purchases. And when a person is a customer for life, that means that they're buying month after month after month after month, which means you're earning residual, ongoing income month after month after month. Now, we have another component that really drives this behavior of people staying with us long-term, having a high retention rate. Not only is the product amazing, not only do we educate them on the value of consuming the product, but we also have a free program. The free program works this way. A person is on SmartShip with our company. They go out and they refer 2 of their buddies, 2 of their friends, maybe their 2 best friends. I like to call them accountability partners. If you've ever noticed when someone does a challenge, they immediately want people to do it with them. So they just go grab and listen, I'm talking about a customer here, not someone like you that's wanting to make money. This works for you too, but someone who just wants to be a customer. They join the 10-day challenge. They go tell 2 of their buddies to join the 10-day challenge. They're going to earn Pruvit bucks that will cause their product to be free the following month. Well, it's not just the following month. As long as they have 2 customers on SmartShip, whether it's the same 2 or 2 different ones, or they change them every month, doesn't matter. As long as they have 2, they're going to get Pruvit bucks that equal the average of their 2 largest customer orders. Now, the reason why this is important, and we discovered this years ago, that when a person's getting their product for free, they don't quit. Now, you might be thinking, Kyle, if they're getting their product for free, how am I going to get paid? Well, remember, they're getting theirs for free, and the reason why they are is because they've referred other customers. So dollars are changing hands. So in this example, this gentleman goes and refers 2 of his friends. They pay money. There is dollars sitting there. If he's a promoter, the money goes to him. But if he was just a customer, the money would bypass him and go to the first promoter. And by the way, you don't have to understand all the intricacies of this. All you got to understand is this. Customers get free product by referring others. Promoters get free product and they get paid. What makes us different than every other what makes us different than every other company out there on the planet? Well, the biggest thing is the way we market. Most people are doing traditional network marketing. And in traditional network marketing, you have more promoters than what you have customers. Why? Because you're out pitching a business op, biz op, biz op, biz op, biz op, biz op, normally because the product isn't so good that it can stand on its own 2 feet. Now, this particular Zoom, we are way more like traditional network marketing than what we're going to be in March, because we're doing a launch and we're gathering people who want to build a business. We're having a heavy business conversation. Once we move into March, you'll see how I'll transition our conversation and I'll teach you how to build a business extremely passively, letting people fall in where they fit in. You'll end up running a 40-to-1 customer to promoter ratio within your team, and this is huge. Why is that? Because we focus on something called community-based marketing. With community-based marketing, I want you to think of Tesla. I want you to think of Apple. That's how they build their business. You notice Tesla doesn't run ads on television. Here's what Tesla did. Tesla decided to build their business based on community-based marketing, which means that they give their customers trust through experiences they have driving a Tesla. And then they bring value to those customers through education. And they do such a good job at it. If any of y'all know somebody who drive a Tesla, you know what I'm talking about. They go out and they herald the message. Their customers become their advertising platform. Their customers had a phenomenal experience with the car. They've got a tremendous amount of education, and everybody they come in contact to, they're like, hey, you need to stop driving one of those gas burners and start driving a Tesla. You need to get a Tesla, drive a Tesla. Well, they're not being compensated for that. They're not even getting a bird dog for that for some of you that are in the car business. This is just customers being bought in to community-based marketing and driving a positive conversation. Why do I share that? Because that's exactly what we do to build a business. We give our customers an amazing experience with the product. That creates trust. That's what that 10-day challenge is all about, is giving them an experience that creates trust. Then we have something called Pruvit TV, which is an education platform for our customers. Our customers start getting educated on the advantages of using exogenous ketones and having their body in ketosis. So now they've got a tremendous experience. They're getting amazing education. Now they start heralding the message, not only for free product, because they're heralding the message because they love their friends. and they want their friends to have a incredible life like they're having, and they start gathering people for you. I have customers that get more customers than I'll ever get, simply because we brought an experience to them, education to them, and caused them to have an incredible conversation. Now, who is Pruvit? We're headquartered in two places, Dallas, Texas. Shannon's actually been out to the Dallas, Texas labs with me sometime back. I believe, Shannon, I keep saying that. You did go out there, right? Hey, Shannon. We'll circle back. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I took Shannon out there, but anyway, if not,
no, I wasn't there, Kyle. I had to find my unmute. No, I didn't make it there.
Okay, well, block out the 22nd on your calendar of this month, and I'll bring you out there with me on the 22nd. And that invite goes out to any of y'all that's on this Zoom as well. You have my invitation to come out on the 22nd to the Pruvit Labs. I'll be out there doing an influencer meeting with the CEO of the company and the president of the company. And we're going to tour the labs so you can see this amazing facility. It's 120,000 square feet. The company itself functions in 9 countries throughout North America, Australia, and Asia. April 1st, we're going to be launching Europe, which I'm really excited about. And we are the #1 manufacturer of exogenous ketones on planet Earth. We've already talked about the patents, but I encourage all y'all to come out to the facility, wrap your head around how big this is, and it helps you create your story and helps you create credibility as well. Now, there's a lot of ways the compensation plan pays. I'm not going to bore you with all the details on this Zoom. I'm going to touch on a couple of these, the things I teach people to focus on. What I've learned years ago is I never focus on the entire comp plan. What I find is what are the drivers within the comp plan that cause it all to happen. So I'm going to share with you those drivers. Now, for anyone on this Zoom that says, wait a minute, I got to know everything about everything before I do anything, no worries. I took the time to shoot each individual component of this comp plan. I shot a video on each individual component, literally drew it out on a whiteboard so you can wrap your head around it, you can understand it. So between the PDF version of the comp plan and the videos I've shot, you can go learn everything there is to learn about it. If that's you. And it doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means that's the way you are. I'm a little different. What I like to do is go make money. And then I go figure out where it came from. And this is a true story. Me and Mike went out, crushed it month #1. We looked at each other and said, that's a lot of money. Where did it come from? He said, I don't know. I said, me neither. Let's go figure it out. So I learned the comp plan by reverse engineering the money that I made, that me and Mike made that very first month. So if that's more your style, that just means you're going to move faster. Why? Because instead of having to study everything, you're going out and engaging, doing income generating activities. Folks that's got to study it all, you'll engage as soon as you get done studying it. But listen, there's not a right or a wrong way. One way is definitely faster than the other, but there's not a right or a wrong way. Now let's talk about the system that I follow. This is not necessarily what we're doing right now. This is what we're going to do come March 1st, but I'd like to share with you what it is that we are going to do. So we're going to take a list of folks. These are people out of your telephone. All of you have hundreds or thousands of contacts in your phone. We're going to text them, call them, send them a smoke signal, however you generally communicate with them. And we're going to ask them a simple question. We're going to say, what do you know about ketones or ketosis? And we don't care what their answer is. We don't care if they know everything, they know nothing, they hate them, they love them. None of it matters. Our next message to them is, you're going to love this. Check this out. ExperienceKeto.com. That's going to take them to that 4-minute cartoon explaining ketones and ketosis. You're going to find only one person out of 1,000 even knows anything about exogenous ketones. That's why I said their answer doesn't matter. Because for every 1,000 people you text, you're only going to find one that even knows what an exogenous ketone is. So we're going to send them that. They're going to go through that process, and through this process that I run, they're going to accept the challenge to be a customer, or they're going to say, hey, I want to try it first. That's awesome. Once we get to March, you will have product to sell them a 5-day experience. Some of them are going to get part of the way through and say, wait a minute, talk to me about promoting. We're going to move them straight into a business presentation. And then you're going to have some that say, no, not now. I'm not ready. That's okay. You're going to keep them on a list, and we'll continue to love on them over time. Some of the biggest players that I've ever brought into this industry were no's. And they were no's not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 10 times. They were no's many, many times. But I have a philosophy. I follow up with a person till they get in, till they say, Kyle, listen, we're never going to be friends, or they pass away, they die, whichever comes first. I follow up with, I'm not obnoxious, but I follow up with them. What do I mean by that? I may not pitch them ketones every time I talk to them. I may just ask them how the family is, but I'm going to be back in their conversation constantly. I don't have to mention ketones for them to know that I do ketones. Once I've shared with them what I'm doing, they know what I do. Now all I've got to do is put myself back into a conversation with them until they're ready. When they're ready, they'll say, hey man, I am ready. It just happened 15 minutes ago. A person that I contacted 5 months ago just said they're ready. And that's only because I've stayed in the conversation, but someone on this Zoom reached out to that person, and now they're going to be part of this team. And I'm excited about it because I truly care about this girl, and she is a total rock star. So that's what I'm talking about. You follow up until it's done. Now let's talk about what we're going to have to do to become a promoter once we get to March. Right now, it's all pre-launch. All we're doing is saying, hey, who wants to be a player? Who wants to be a player? Who wants to start building their business? Assembling their team of generals. That's all we're doing right now. But once we get to March, you got to have your money in place. You got to have your money straightened out so you can become a promoter. I'm going to show you 3 different ways to become a promoter. I don't care which way you choose. The only thing I care about is you understand the pluses and negatives of each way. The first way is called the starter pack. It's $396. In that, you're going to get enough 5-day experiences that if you sell them to people that say, hey, I want to try it first, you'll end up making about $600 just off of those experiences. So you spent $400, you made $600. That's not even counting the comp plan. That's just selling the experiences. The next package is the pro package, $792. If you have enough experiences in there that you're going to make somewhere around, I think it's $900 selling those experiences, maybe $1,000 selling those experiences. So you spent $792, you made $1,000. Again, this isn't even getting into the comp plan. This is just covering your sign-up cost. Excuse me, the last and most popular way for people to come into the business is what's called the MVP package. And I'll show you in a minute why this is most popular. It's $14.99. You sell the experiences that come in this package and you make $2,300. You spent $14.99, you spent $1,500, you made $2,300, you covered your entire cost, plus you put money in your pocket. But here's why it's a big deal. Each one of these packages have comp plan advantages. So let's go to the starter pack first. If you come in on the starter pack, you get to participate in all of the comp plan, the basic comp plan, and you can make a pile of money with the basic comp plan. Here's the numbers down at the bottom. You spend $396, you go retail the 5-day experiences, you make $640. Now let's move to the pro. On On you go out and retail those 5-day experiences, you're going to make $1,280. You only spent $792. But also on top of that, you're going to get paid double for your first 14 days. So in this launch, your day one isn't until March 1st. So everything you're doing right now isn't really happening. Everything you do between now and March 1st happens on March 1st. So everything you do on March 1st, if you come in on the pro package, you're going to get paid double go fast. And to put that in perspective, if a person was to come in on an MVP, your normal go fast commission is $160. Your double go fast is $320. So now let's move to the most popular package. That's the MVP package. And I think you'll understand why. First thing is you have enough experiences in there that if you go sell those, you're going to make $2,240. You spent $14.99, you made $2,240, all your expenses covered. Excuse me. But more importantly, you're going to get some advantages in the comp plan. The first 30 days, not 14, not 0, the first 30 days, you're going to get paid double on those go fast. Secondly, when you hit a status called All-Star, you get $1,000 in the comp plan. But if you come in on the MVP, you get double that. You get $2,000. And then lastly, you have access to the level up bonuses. And I'm going to show those to you here in just a second. The only way to have access to those is through coming in through the MVP package. Now, some of y'all may be sitting there going, wait a minute, Kyle, $1,500, that's a lot of money. I agree with you. What I found is most people don't care how much something is. What they care about is how fast can they get it back. So what I'm sharing with y'all is a way to position yourself by bringing people to the table right now, pre-building your business so that when we go live on March 1st, the following Friday, you can make more money than you spent. So if you go out and you put in, just give you a raw number, let's say you go out and you bring 10 influencers to the table and all 10 of them come in on an MVP package. Well, your commission is going to be $3,600 something for those 10 folks. Now, that's just your double go fast. That don't count any of the rest of the comp plan. Just that one bonus is $3,600 and some change. You spent $1,400, you made $3,600, plus all of that product you got, you can go sell for $2,240. So you just made $5,240 on day one. That's why this is huge. Now, let's talk about the activity or the components within the comp plan that drive the right behavior to make the comp plan pay. So on day one, which will be March 1st, we're going to hit our go button. There's two statuses we're going to be focused on. The first status is called Pro. The second status is called MVP. All of y'all will hit all this on day one if you go put together your business right now. In order to go Pro, I'm going to give you an example. It doesn't have to look like this. The only thing that has to happen, there is no promoter requirement. The only thing that has to happen is that you have to have 2 customers, not promoters, 2 customers, and do $1,000 in what's called personal team volume. That is volume you personally did. Now, the fastest way to do that is to bring in some promoters. So if you go do just this, 1,000 in personal team volume, and you did it this way, a couple customers, a couple promoters, you made $770, not counting selling the product that you got in your promoter pack. The next thing we want to focus on is doing it again. So you did 1,000 personal team volume to hit Pro. Once you do 2,000 personal team volume, you've hit a status called MVP. At MVP, if you use, again, you don't have to recruit any promoters to do this. You can do it with customers only. The only requirement is that you have 4 customers and you do a total of 2,000 personal team volume. The fastest way to do that is bring some promoters in. So if you went and did this example, you would make $1,730 plus you have all that product that you got when you signed up to go retail that adds to that. Now let's talk big picture. Let's take this long term. None of those things I showed you is why I build a business, and it's probably not why you build a business. But what I found is if I just simply go out and achieve MVP, and then I go help other people achieve MVP. So all I'm focused on is creating an MVP factory month after month after month. Why is that important? Because I'm putting $1,700 in people's pockets month after month after month. Well, when you do that, something kicks in called Metcalfe's Law. Metcalfe's Law is the law of exponential growth. Some people call it the ripple effect. So you go out and you hit that status of Pro. That means you've done 1,000 total team volume. Then you hit MVP, 2,000 team volume. Then you start helping others do it. You've hit a rank called R3, then R4, then R5, 6, 7, 8. At R7 and R8, you start participating in ownership pools, which are ridiculous. Me and Mike got paid out of the ownership pools our first month, and we looked at each other and said, this is insane. Then you hit R9, there's more ownership pools. Then you hit R10, there's more ownership pools. And you continue on, you hit a rank in the company called Legend. At Legend, I mean, you're talking about making anywhere from $1 to $5 million, $10 million a year. Most people can't wrap their head around that, but what they can wrap their head around is making an extra $3,000 per month. If you remember, I said if you come in on that MVP promoter pack, you have access to the level up bonuses. Here they are. When you hit rank 7, there's a $10,000 bonus. Rank 8, there's a $25,000 bonus. Rank 900, rank 10, $150,000 bonus. And this isn't a one-time bonus, gang. This is a bonus for you when you hit it, and it's a bonus for you helping other people hit it. So with that said, do you think me and Mike and Shannon have an interest in helping y'all hit rank 7, rank 8, rank 9? This is the components within a comp plan that drive leadership like Mike, myself, and Shannon to go help y'all achieve what you want to achieve, because we're going to be compensated as well. So I'm going to introduce you to Mike here in just a second, but this is one of my favorite slides because it is so true. If you're on this Zoom, we're asking you to be on the front side of this launch that we're doing with Shannon Hamilton. And if you choose to do that, then you are coming in close to the fire, and you're going to develop a team. But if you say, hey, you know what? It's not for me right now. It's okay. There's never a bad time. We'll circle back to you in a month or 2 or 3, but just understand you're going to be coming in under the team. You're not going to be coming in and building that team. You're coming in under an existing team, and then you'll build your team. So really it boils down to take action now and override the team, take action later, and the team overrides you. With that, Mike Craig, I want to, while I swap over to the quick launch slides, give you all a little background. Me and Mike have been buddies for decades. Mike has been the top earner in network marketing companies. He's worked in the corporate side of network marketing companies, and he has owned a network marketing company. Some of y'all heard the name Ted Turner. Ted Turner owned CNN, and Ted and Mike actually owned a network marketing company together. Mike is an absolute total rock star, literally and figuratively. He's the lead singer in a band called Farewell to Fear, and he and his wife LaVon are mine and Melanie's business partners, and they're now your business partners. So with that, Mr. Mike Craig, over to you. Say hello to this amazing team.
Yeah, thanks, Kyle. Hey, guys. Hey, Shannon. How you guys doing? Obviously, it's a pleasure for me to be here. I'm honored. I'm humbled. It's nice to be able to see some some familiar names, actually. So I just wanted to say hello to every single one of you guys. Obviously, you can tell in Kyle's voice and where he's going that we don't take this lightly. We've both been in the industry. Gosh, Shannon's been in the industry 30 years. I've been in 30 years plus, and same as Kyle is. And actually, we came out of retirement literally to start building this. We were basically on retirement for the last 3.5, 4 years. And, that wasn't a bad thing. And it wasn't necessary to get back into business again. But when you see something that is, and you see something that is just hot, it's almost, you just can't avoid it. You can't, you just want to be involved because you know what the potential really is. And I think one of the things that I want to call to your attention is that it had to be a big deal. This had to be a monster concept in order for us to come out of retirement. And because being at home and spending time with kids and just living life is kind of the American dream. But gosh, you know what? There's some times in your life that comes by that you have the opportunity to have an impact. I mean in a massive way, and not just in your city or neighborhood. I'm talking about on a global scale. And that's exactly what Kyle and I saw. And the reason for us going all in here, because you got to keep something in mind. Everybody on the planet right now, I had this conversation with a buddy of mine just the other day, and he was just as blown away as I was when I first heard it. Everybody on the planet, just about on a global scale, if you had asked them in whatever language, keto, they would say, oh yeah, I've heard of that. That is a rare thing in itself, is to be able to say, have one word transcend through how many languages across the globe, and it's just this huge thing. Now let me ask you a question. 2 years ago, if I would have asked the same people on a global scale, how many people have heard of keto, it might be rare. It might be odd. It might be a little weird. Well, ketosis is something that's been around since the dawn of human beings. It's just what it is. It's not a gimmick. It's not a fad. It's not what it is. And it's interesting because it's a timing thing. And when you have, and I always call it a massive awareness shift, meaning this within 12 months or so, 24 months, everybody in the world has now heard of something, but it's become aware so fast that the shift from education to what that thing really means takes a long time to catch up. There's this massive gap between what keto is. I've heard of it. I know I've heard of it before, but if I asked you what it was, the education piece is way down here. The gap is so large, which leaves this huge opportunity. And I know some of you have already seen it. You said, whoa, if the global community has heard of it, it's legit, but they don't really know what that means. What does that tell you? Whoever slides in the middle and is the number one, like Kyle said earlier, we're not here to compete, we're here to dominate. And when you can dominate that conversation, driving education to the global populace that has heard of this, guess what people usually do when it comes to community-based marketing that we talked about earlier? People usually trust where the education comes from. And if you are the ones leading the charge of leading this education charge of what this keto thing really means, and then where do you think they're going to go when they finally say, you know what, I think I need to try getting myself into ketosis? They're going to go right back to the person that was the one that educated them first of all. Guys, I'm telling you that this is going to be the biggest thing we have ever done before. And it's going to be big. I mean, it really is. So I'm excited that all of you guys are that are on here, and I hope you see what we see. If you don't see what we see right now, I can promise you, when you turn on the TV next, or you turn on your computer, or you walk down the street, or you walk down the aisles of your grocery store, it's going to be haunting you every day from this point forward. So I hope you know, but I see that as an opportunity, and I'm obviously extremely excited to be able to work back with Shannon again. He's one of my favorite people, and he's got the heart of gold. You guys already know that, and we're gonna, like you said, we're gonna do some things here to help a lot of people maybe finish what they set out years ago to accomplish. And you know what? It's not your fault if you didn't hit the home run back then. It's not. But from a timing perspective, now is the time to cash in that chip and then get back on the horse, and then let's continue on hitting that home run, because that's exactly what we're going to do. Back to you, Kyle.
Awesome, Mike. Thank you very much. And gang, give me 5 more minutes. I want to go through the launch strategy so that you understand what we're doing, and we'll bring this to a wrap and move forward and go help you achieve your dreams. There are 3 phases to our launch strategy. Phase 1 is get position. Phase 2 is hit position. Phase 3 is recognition. Right now, we are in the get position phase. What that means is we are looking for people of influence. This phase runs from today through March 1st. All we're looking for is people of influence. And the reason why that's important is because we're not going to have product till March 1st. There's not going to be any incomes made till March 1st. And it takes a person of influence to understand the value of pre-building a company and foregoing that instant gratification of having product in hand and having income in hand. I mean, we're only talking a couple weeks, but it's still, it's a couple weeks that people's doing energy and efforts. They're preparing, they're developing a business, and they're not going to see the benefit until after March 1st. So we're looking to pre-build with this team 100+ influential community and marketplace leaders. We're then going to pre-enroll them, and we're calling it a paper app, but there's really not a paper app. What it is Shannon's putting together the genealogy manually. So we know exactly who brought who to the table, so that come March 1st, we can put everybody in. They can decide what package they're coming in on. At that point in time, their cards will be charged. The product will be shipped. They'll have their back office, and then the people they brought to the table will then be aligned with them. So moving forward after March 1st, nothing is manual. It's all automated. So it gets very, very simple. Here's what a influencer is. There's several different types. You've got a business owner or entrepreneur. That is a person of influence. You've got people who make a 6-figure income in any career. They also are a person of influence. You've got community influencers, which are, teachers. mentors, people who are a fun or social influencer, that guy or gal that has a party at their house and everybody shows up, organizational or nonprofit influencers. That'd be like your pastors, carry tons of influence. First responders and retired military carry tons of influence. And then true social media influencers, these are people with 5,000 plus followers. These are the categories of influence that you're looking for. There's one that's not on here, and that is a person of influence is this. Here's another one. A person who has been in the industry of network marketing, direct sales, MLM, whatever you want to call it, and has had success. That's a person of influence as well. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not looking for all the rest of the folks on the planet. We are, but we're not looking for them until March 1st. What we're doing right now is we're helping you line up your generals. We're helping you line up. If you were going into battle, you wouldn't bring infantry in before you brought in your generals or your leaders. So we're going into battle. We're going to fight this ketone war. So we're going to line your generals up first. Then March 1st, we'll bring in the infantry, and then we're going into battle. So we're looking for these influencers. Here's your timeline. From now to March 1st, influencers only. On March 1st, that'll be day one. Even though it will all be in the system, I'm still calling that pre-launch of North America, right? April 3rd through the 5th, we've got an event coming up in Dallas, Texas. I want all of y'all to go mark that out on your calendar so you can plan on being there. There's a reason I'll share with you. So when we're talking about the launch plan, some of y'all are like, well, Kyle, give me the numbers. Here's the numbers. You're looking for 12 to 15 people who are people of influence. More is better, but let's just think of 12 to 15. Out of that 12 to 15, you're going to have 8 to 10 of them that are 100% in. And we'll get those 8 to 10 that are 100% in to R5, rank 5. That means they're making about $1,500 a month. That's the minimum we'll get them to if they're 100% in. If you've got 8 to 10 folks that get to R5, you're going to at least hit the rank of R7. That means you're making $7,000 to $9,000 a month. Gang, this is how you develop a business. And then we're not done. We're going to continue to build upon that. That's just you coming out of the gates, how you build a business. Phase 2 is hit position. This is from March 1st to March 31st. We're going to take everything you've done between now and March 1st, put it into the system on March 1st. We'll keep running like crazy all the way through the end of March. We'll take those first wave leaders all the way to R5 and above. I promise you, whatever position you hit and income you generate will be determined by who you have in place during this period between now and March 1st. Once we run you all the way to the end of March to as high of a rank as possible and create as high of an income story that we possibly can, then we're going out to Texas together where we can celebrate you on stage that April 3rd through 5th. What I found is that if we celebrate you and you have your team out there to see your success story and all the others, it's going to inspire, motivate your team, and then the second run begins. Again, gang, this isn't something I'm guessing at. This isn't something that's a hypothesis. I 100% guarantee you it works because it has worked for 30 years. Me and Mike run this play together so many times, I've literally lost count. And this will not be the last time I run this play. This is how we create millionaires. This is why me and Mike have the tagline or the name that people have given us. We didn't give this to ourselves. People gave this to us. They call us the millionaire makers. Why is that? Because we know how to make millionaires. With that, let me give you a couple quick marching orders, and then Shannon, I'm going to kick it over to you to share any additional marching orders and to bring us to a close. So if I were you, what I would do right now is I would go make as large of a list as you possibly can. And I would break that list into 2 parts. Part 1 would be people who have influence that fall into that: coaches, teachers, pastors, 6-figure year income earners, business owners, or people who had success in network marketing. The second part of that list would be people who don't fall into that category. All of the ones that fall into that category, we want to ask them a question. And that question is, what do you know about ketones or ketosis? You can do it over the phone, do it through text, do it through social media, doesn't matter to me. Ask them that question. Whatever their response is, send them that 4-minute cartoon explaining it. And then the next thing you need to do is say, hey, listen, I've got an opportunity for you. It may not be for you, but the only way we're going to know is for you to take a look at it. Let me send you a presentation. So all you've done is ask them what ketones or ketosis is. You send them an explanation, a 4-minute explanation, and then you sent them the presentation. The next step would just simply be get them onto a phone call with myself or Shannon or Mike to move them forward if you can't move them forward, and get them onto the next Zoom. With that, Shannon Hamilton, one of my favorite people on the planet, one of my favorite mentees of all time. Shannon, I'm going to kick it over to you to bring us to a close and give them exact instructions on what they should be doing next outside of what I shared. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Kyle. I thought I was fired up before. I got chill bumps. Thank you, Mike, Craig. I really, really, really sincerely appreciate it. But now let's jump into what we need to do next. Kyle gave you guys the marching order. So this is what we need to do next. Let me make sure I mute. Somebody unmuted. Let me mute you back. All right, here's what you got to do. We have what's called a WhatsApp group. We want to get you all in the WhatsApp group so you're getting the information. So whatever is next, we're getting you plugged in. So if you do not have WhatsApp on your mobile device, download it. It's WHATAPP, WhatsApp. Like what's up, WhatsApp. Whoever invited you, make sure they get you in that group so you can know what's going on. That's step number one. Step number two, I want to make sure you have my phone number directly, Kyle's and Mike's, so as you get your influencers, we can get them on a 3-way call. And then inside of that, so I'll post that all in the WhatsApp group. Let's get everybody in there first. And then the third thing, I want to make sure that you guys have the presentation that Kyle did, so you can share that with your influencers so they can know, they can have a lot more information when they are on the phone with myself, Kyle, and Mike. So with that said, it is game time. Like Kyle said, the first thing you got to do is make that list. I already made my list. I'm the list king. So if you need help with building a list, I'm the guy to help you build a list. Trust me on that. I am freaking beyond awesome on building a list. And Kyle said divide them into influencers, non-influencers, and let's go start those conversations. What do you know about keto, ketones, and ketosis? Keto, ketones, or ketosis? And then let's move them to the next step, which is experienceketo.com. If you have any questions, reach out to me. You can Facebook message me. Here's my phone number. Write it down if you don't have it. Most of you should have it. 713-294-8581. Let's get you in that WhatsApp group and let's go dominate. Next, last and final thing. We're going to continue doing Zooms through our pre-launch, just like this. So you want to get as many people on the next Zoom as you possibly can. So what does that mean? Piquing people's interest, sharing that presentation video, doing a 3-way call, and inviting them to the next event. I don't have a date and time, but once I have it, and I'll confirm that with Kyle here shortly, and then we'll just keep doing them. We'll keep doing them all the way to March 1st. March 1st is showtime! So with that said, guys, I really and sincerely appreciate each and every one of you for joining us. I can't wait to work with you, and let's go to the top together. So I'll see you guys on the next Zoom, and I'll talk to you soon. So get in that WhatsApp group. Let's go get that done right now. Anything else, Kyle, Mike? If not,
I'm good, Stud.
Let's go.
All right. See you guys in the WhatsApp group. Have a great one.
All right.